Has anybody heard of the story of Kyle Odom? He's this ex Marine guy who had a very strange experience after having a very profound and intense meditative experience that opened his mind up spiritually to new insights and information and so forth. So one night he had this profound experience that opened up his mind, his inner consciousness, his true essence to deep insights and informative knowings of certain things that I guess he wasn't supposed to know. And during the meditative experience, I guess he had a slight out of body experience with it. And he went out of body and saw this blue being. I'm not sure where exactly he went. He went somewhere in the universe, probably not too far off planet, but he went somewhere temporarily and he described meeting this blue being that made him feel unconditional love. And now we know when it comes to the unconditional love theme, we know what that's all about. So it's like something showed up to apprehend him and make him feel loved and all that. And so then, not long after that, he basically was opened up to the insights that he was given more and more, and he saw flaws in his professor's work at the college he was going to, and he has a whole manifesto talking about all the detailed stuff of what led up to him ultimately shooting his pastor, Tim Remington. But the more he opened up to the insights and all that, he basically was attacked and apprehended. Like stuff just started coming to him about, the flaws in science and other things, and something didn't like him being led to this information. So he basically said that he was attacked by these amphibian humanoids that are from Mars. He says that they are hypersexual and can shapeshift and have technology that's a million years more advanced than modern technology. He said that they psychically and telepathically attacked his mind and tried to mind control him to do things that he didn't want to do. I guess they uh, delivered threatening messages to his mind. They pretty much followed him around and stalked him. Um, and these beings look human. So his pastor, Tim Remington, was one of these amphibian humanoids from Mars. And that's why he ended up shooting the guy with hollow point bullets that basically did nothing because Tim Remington recovered within just like a few weeks and was 100% back to normal. And Tim Remington is kind of an odd guy. In some of the photos, he just kind of smiles weird, and it's like there's something off-putting about the dude. So I don't know. Basically, this all started with him feeling stressed and overwhelmed with college. So he found meditation, and it led to a unique experience which opened up his consciousness, and he was attacked for it. Now, I've mentioned being attacked for questioning your reality. Now, he wasn't exactly trying to question his reality, but he stumbled across something that he wasn't supposed to, and he paid for it. Um, yeah. So, but in his meditation experience, he also mentioned that when he met the blue being, well, first he described it as a blue light, and then he realized that it was a being. He felt a sense of wrongdoing, that he wasn't supposed to be there in that scenario, and he wasn't supposed to be in the presence of this blue being or whatever. And also, the blue being made him feel unconditional love. So it's kind of weird that he felt both. So there's some manipulation going on. You can see that. He says that these amphibian humanoids can look just like people, and you'd never know the difference if you were sitting next to one in public. So obviously, they're using some type of technology to be able to shapeshift or hold a human looking form when they really don't look human at all. This sounds similar to the reptilian conspiracy. Reptilians can shapeshift and all that, but these beings seem like they're something else. I don't know if they are a distant cousin of the reptilians or the Anunnaki or what. I don't know if, they're just another subgroup in within the species or whatever. I don't know. I don't know what you'd call that, but yeah. He had a list in his manifesto of all these senators and congressmen who are one of these beings as well. So if his pastor, Tim Remington, is also one of these beings, then, well, Tim Remington was just an ordinary guy. So it seemed, and he's claiming that Tim is one of these beings. So I mentioned in one of my last videos that, you never know who could be an extraterrestrial around you. If your neighbor might be one. And I was referring to the reptilians, but Kyle Odom is talking about these amphibians, amphibian humanoids that basically have similar technology to the reptilians and have the same capabilities and shape-shifting qualities and abilities and all that. He says that these amphibian Martians weren't able to control his mind at first, and but in the end, it looks like they got him because they got him to shoot Pastor Tim Remington, the pastor of the church that he was going to for a brief period of time. And he was sentenced to 25 years to life, I believe. Um, I'm not sure about the life part, but I know definitely he was sentenced to 25 years. After that, nobody knows what prison he went to. It's strange because I remember somebody in a Reddit comment looking in on the situation and trying to see, what prison he was at. And supposedly they found out that the prison that they sent him to originally after he was sentenced to prison in court, he was moved from that prison and nobody knows where he was moved to. Nobody knows what other prison he was sent to. So very strange. The guy just disappeared. So I don't know, man. Crazy story here. And in the photo, this is Kyle Odom on the photo right here, and he looks like he's been going through a lot of mental anguish. It's all over his face. This is one of his mug shots. But yeah, you can tell something's not right. There's some type of inner anguish going on. And his story just may be very accurate, beyond what we can honestly comprehend as ordinary people. He also said that these beings are hypersexual and would try to send him powerful sexual sensations, and mess with him and stuff like that. It was all done just to toy with him and all that. He even said in his manifesto at one point that they told him that he was just a toy to them and his life is over now. All over finding out some profound truth that they didn't want him to. And I think that's kind of messed up, but this is what you're dealing with when you either question your reality or stumble across a very powerful spiritual truth that your consciousness is opened up to. You can get attacked. Your life can get ruined. Like you can become targeted. This is the real targeting right here. And yeah, it's like nothing you've ever seen before. And I do believe Kyle Odom's story is real. What he experienced is real. And you can see traces of the reincarnation soul trap entrenched in this story because the blue being that he encountered during his meditation experience made him feel unconditional love and told him that he wasn't supposed to be here, made him feel like, he did something wrong. Like it's almost like the same guilt trip that you get from, these imposter poser spirit guides. So there's a lot going on Earth, and there's a lot going on in the afterlife that you got to stay keen-eyed and cunning to.